So again, welcome. I just wanted to start again by just showcasing how diverse and amazing insects are. You are in an entomology symposium right now. So of course, we want to make sure that you're aware of all of the cool and amazing things that they do. So today we know that there are over 9,000 known insects. In terms of abundance, that's like 200 million insects to every like one person. And if you think about an average acre of land, right, which is, you know, a pretty sizable amount of space, but not too big, there's actually 400 million insects embedded within that single space on average, where they're occupying the soil and the air around us and the plant matter. So they really are everywhere. They're important for a lot of different reasons, many good and bad reasons, and that is why they're such a wonderful system to study. So a lot of these positive things that insects do for us is they pollinate our food and flowers. They allow for the production and development of fruit, vegetables. They feed us. They allow for seed set in these natural landscapes. They're really important decomposers. They are natural predators. And then there are a lot of challenges that they pose as well, right? So I think many of us have heard of invasive species before. They can be pests to structures and vector a number of different diseases. So pollination is really critical, as I mentioned, but so is decomposition. A lot of different insect species break down the organic matter that occur in our landscapes. They'll break down dead or dying plant tissues, like a tree that falls down. You can see there's some wood-boring beetles on the screen over here. They also break down organismal material as well. So when an animal dies, or you have, you know, some decaying flesh, you might notice some blowflies visiting that. And they also clean up a lot of excrement in our environment. And so these are all different facets of entomology that people have an opportunity to study through graduate education. Biocontrol is a really popular use case for insects in entomology. Insects are also predators of other pest species, so they do provide a lot of really important environmental benefits to our world. They also serve as the base of a number of terrestrial food webs. So they enable the reproduction of plants through reproduction. They break down organic matter. They're also the primary diet source for a lot of larger animals like reptiles and rodents and birds, and also fish. But there are some challenges with these insects, and that's another thing that many entomologists study. So we have insects serving as agricultural, urban, and structural pests. So insects can be agricultural pests by eating up the crops that we so carefully grow. There's an entire industry around that. You will hear from some of our industry representatives about the challenges that we face in keeping our crops safe from predation. They're urban pests, so pictured here is a bedbug. Obviously, that's a huge public health concern. And then we also have structural pests like termites and carpenter ants, and that's another field within entomology that many of us can use a graduate degree to study. We have a number of invasive species. Pictured here is the emerald ash borer. That's a major pest in the Northeast, like here in Pennsylvania, of ash trees. We have the brown marmorated stink bug. This bug came over from Asia and is a major crop pest for a lot of the small fruits that we produce. And then pictured here is our most recent invader, the spotted lanternfly, and which is again a huge pest of ornamental plants in vineyards. Entomology also spans into human health and disease transmission applications. So I think a lot of us have gotten bitten by mosquitoes in the summertime. Those mosquitoes can harbor a number of different parasites and viruses. So there are certainly biomedical applications of the entomological field. And not only can they vector diseases in humans and other animal systems, but they can also vector diseases in plant systems as well. They'll spread viruses or fungal and bacterial pathogens. And so pictured here is a leaf hopper. So this is a bug that uses its stylet to pierce plant tissue, and it can transmit viruses that way. So that just gives you sort of an overall understanding of how diverse the field of entomology and studying entomology can be. At the same time, we know that insect populations are in decline. They've been declining for quite some time. These are some papers that have reported the decline in insect abundance over the years. You can see on the left is a picture of moths that were caught over time in some traps in Britain. And you can see that we had a lot more moths that were being captured early in the 1960s versus closer to today. We don't know what's driving these declines, and it's really important to start developing really good systems to monitor and study and find ways to mitigate what we are observing. This paper on the right is from a German nature preserve where scientists will put out a trap to capture insects. And what they've noticed is that over the years, they're catching a fewer and fewer abundance of insects within those traps. And we know that there are so many benefits of healthy and robust insect communities. It is really important for us to better understand what some of the drivers of these declines might be. So I wanted to give you a reminder that for all of the undergraduate students who are attending this symposium, we would love to hear your thoughts at the end of the symposium about what you think about how it went for you. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes to fill out this survey that you will receive a link to. And the first 100 respondents to the survey will receive a $25 Amazon credit. So please consider filling out this survey. We will share it at the end of the symposium, and we will send you some email reminders to fill it out in the days following today. So I really hope that you're able to do that.